Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ray Plays Final Fantasy XIV 6.2 MSQ. In today's episode, we resume our journey through the 13th by picking up right after the solo encounter. We learn more about our brand new friend, the denizens of the 13th, their way of life, their challenges, their struggles, their triumphs, and we learn a lot more about our enemies and the ultimate fate of Asjaya, who is why we are in the 13th in the first place. Ultimately, we come into clash with one of the most fierce generals our enemy has to offer, and believe you me, she has no love for this Neko. So, with that said, there are spoilers ahead if you have not played the story up to this point in Final Fantasy XIV 6.2. So, if you don't want to get spoiled, please check out the other videos on this channel. I would very much appreciate the support either way. And if you have and you just or don't care about the spoilers and you just want to enjoy the story, whether for the first time reliving it through this video, then by all means, or continue on. And with that, we will be jumping right into the video and enjoy. So if there's a possibility she's still alive. If Golbez and Asdaya are at his mercy, we must find him. Hopefully Zero has knowledge that will aid us in our search. We don't know how much time has passed here since then. It could have been a few hours or a few months, a few years. We don't really know. We vanquished one of Golbez's archfiends, but 3 remain. As troublesome as this one, as I expect. There is nothing like ether of a living mortal. I haven't felt so satisfied since my return. In light of our recent experiences, I expect we all have. I trust Zero can answer some few of them. We should still be owed at least that much, I dare say. From Memoria to Golbez and his archfiends, we have more questions now than answers, but there is a sign we are making progress. Estinian looks at you with his piercing gaze. So tell me, Estinian, what do you know? What do you ask? Ray, you've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought voids in here? Yes, it was my home, I remember that much, and we came here in the Crystal Tower. But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, or else you would have shared that detail beforehand. Yeah, I think this would probably be the appropriate answer. A little bit of a rush. Wasn't a bit of a rush at the time, didn't have time to wait. I know of your foray, I could hardly blame you. Perhaps they returned after you left, but if they didn't, they must be a reason why. We don't know. There are circumstances which we are unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this. Please do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow. But in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls you had once come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct voids once more. And before you yourself return, your own soul might be devoured by your enemies or erstwhile prey, a fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon for it to return as you are. Yes, despite greater strength, Corleone managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I'm aware of. His attachment to his flesh must have been unique for him to develop such an ability. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask you about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I combine the ether of a soul in crystal. Many wielded this power during the Contramemoria, but I'm the only one left. I am told that heroes in the 13th once sealed gods in stones called Arisite. Are they and the Memoria one and the same? Arisite, I do not know this word, but the The world is vast, and perhaps Memoria has different names elsewhere, but it does sound quite similar. How does one come to wield Memoria, and what happened to your peers? I thought about that. I do know, though, that Voidsent can't use the power. I assume I can because I'm mortal in part. See. There, I wish to ask you about a man called Golbez. You may well have my sister in his clutches, but aught you can tell. It sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, someone in the castle may have heard of him. We must try talking to the other Voidsent again. Let us entrust the task to Ray. Her echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, she should be able to maintain her composure better than a concerned sibling. That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but will you not ask about Golbez in my stead, on the terraces to begin with, perhaps? I'll see what I can do. Thank you. We shall remain here to discuss what other avenues we might pursue in the meantime. Alright, so where do we go from here? Well, the clever one hadn't been eaten. Everyone wants it then, perhaps. Oh, I'm afraid you're not a match for it. Golbez, of course I know him, only a fool without ears wouldn't. His archfiend lead the army to ravage and conquer. They devour those they deem useless, those who can't fight. If you don't want to be eaten, you had better flee, though soon there will be nowhere to run. It seems the archfiend only keeps those who are fit for battle, others must escape or be consumed. If the one who devoured her dies, then perhaps the mistress will return. Then I may bask at her gates again. Know about Golbez? Golbez, you say the mistress spoke of him. Commands the archfiends, they are very powerful and have conquered many domains. The mistress bade us defend the castle from them. Yes, she did. Seems the archfiend had been attacking other domains. Their fearsome reputation precedes them. You there, you know about Golbez? Ugh, the tasty one returns to tempt me. Must teach you, I must eat. Tell me about Golbez before I eat. Golbez, I know of him from those I've eaten. He has minions, and those minions have minions. No one ever sees him. With his army of minions, Golbez would seldom have need to act personally. It will not be easy to reach him. Reaper. Are you finished already, or do we get carried away talking? There's no easy way to mark the passage of time in this world, nor do I imagine such thing concern the Voidsent. It would take a considerable mental fortitude to still care after millennia in this endless night. Is there no end to their questions? Should have demanded more ether. They're talking too much for her taste. No trouble on your end either? I dare say Scornion's fate served as sufficient warning. Let's hope that those elsewhere have the same sense. Now what have you got for us, Varshan? Welcome back, Ray. Were you able to learn Alt of Value? I learned that he seldom acts on his own, but he is greatly feared, and his armies have conquered many a dominion. Countless Voidsent answered to the Archfiend, who in turn answered to Golbez, as your vision did suggest. Elmion's aggression also is consistent with claims that the Archfiends conquer other domains. Question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target his other archfiends or perhaps those who have led his service. Either may yield useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this isle. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I I am determined to save my sister Azaya. If there is even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge. Will you accompany us on our quest? Forgotten the ways of my world already. If you want my help, no payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. I admire her honesty. Or is this a lesser request and more a threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? We're not like Zenus. We would never ever force. That is just being completely. So she may not respond well to that. But that's how we would honestly respond. Not like that monster. We're not going to let anything make you serve. You aren't forcing your avatar to serve against its will, that's true. Yours is an equitable covenant. That being the case, I can believe your words. You would provide fair payment. Well, what do you offer? Very well. Zero. I propose you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, you will provide it in ether. That's all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous. At point. Where to now? Either a place that the Archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you also know how we can get off this isle? I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Whether you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we need a large one, but regardless of size, all can be won over with ether. Excellent, let us go forth and find our mount at once. Agreed. As I would like to get to an ether. And with the ether, we can call this a concluded part 1 video. But once we get there, and we are still being watched. But good, Lord Golbez must hear of this. Oh boy, his eyes and ears and the spies. Yep, and of course, Lord Golbez has spies everywhere, even among the subdued Void Scent, because information is probably just as valuable a commodity here as anywhere else. Information information is a commodity. And that seems to be a universal truth in every shard. Okay, let's see what they said. Let's see what they all have to say. Varshan? Were I here in my true form, I would be able to carry you all. But even were it possible to enlarge the gate, the risk would be too great. I agree, they'd be swarming you for all the ether you can carry. Not all Voidsent can fly. It stands to reason that there would be some made to serve as mounts. Zero will know best how to handle the creatures. Let us watch and learn. We should be able to find him out here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready? Okay, let's rock and roll.
There it is.
God, I want that. I want that get up. Well, it seems like a pretty stable form of trade, if nothing else. I'm still not sure I'd want to give up all my ether, though.
Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
Very well, then. Oh, that music from Elpis? I get the feeling we are literally just getting started in the void. I mean, like, literally just getting started. Like, there's going to be several patches here. I'd say probably 2 or 3 at least. And if this is where we get Ether, then we are going to stop this video here and then go explore Island Sanctuary. Oh, these things? Ooh. So these are, like, not mean void scent? What are they up to?
What is this place?
My domain.
What? Her domain? This
In the
is
beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone.
But
But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs.
a settlement of those seeking refuge. No, we are not giving up our ether that easily. Whoa. Well, we're not gonna eat you. We don't like have that kind of an appetite.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word.
We believe you after the way they reacted.
Follow me.
Very well. Is there an ether right here? That's my question. It's said that a person's domain is a reflection of what abides in their heart. If this is true, this place may offer a glimpse into Zero's past. There's quite a gathering of void scent. I pray among them has the knowledge we seek. The longer one lives, the one more yearns for peace. I understand why someone sequestered themselves here. Oh, I would bet that there is definitely an etherite nearby. This is my abode. The others won't come near, so you may be at ease. Well, they know that their place. If tantalizing ether were to walk by, I can't guarantee they wouldn't pounce. So basically, I need to watch out. It's a void sense nature to consume their sole purpose, even if the pursuit of ether may lead to their undoing, many succumb to instinct. But any who succumb here will have to answer to me. This is my domain and only one and only, and it's absolute. Okay, I am not gonna make you mad. And by the look of it, that is where an etherite should be. So, ooh. Given your due warning, Zero would leave you to your own devices. Consider yourselves duly warned. If you wish to go among the voids in here, that is your choice to make. All have fled from one master or another, but whether any of those masters in turn serve gold bears, I do not know. You must ask them yourselves. Most have traveled to your world, so it shouldn't be difficult to communicate. We shall go about making our inquiries at once. Thank you for your counsel. Once we have learned all we can, let us reconvene at yonder plaza. I just want to find an aetherite. You're going too, of course, in which case I shall accompany you. I only wish to observe, do not expect me to help. Very well. It is settled. I'm ready when you are. You considering there is no aetherite here. Ready? Then lead the way. I'll leave you to decide with whom you speak. Zero is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with the quest objective. Obviously there's something in here. Tell me about this place. I call this my abode, but hardly spend any time here. I return only for meditation. While physical wounds can be healed by simply replenishing one's ether, you can't preserve your form if you lose sight of yourself. Such is the risk inherent in consuming another's soul. Dilutes your sense of self, alters you inside and out. To guard against this, I meditate, visualize who I am in a place all my own. That's kind of scary. This is what my home has become? Center here. This is the heart of my domain. Normally it is deserted, but you and yours have drawn out everyone. I don't recall the statue, though. However it came to be here, I certainly didn't wait for it. Learn anything, Varshan? It was in order to strike down the cloud of darkness that my sister crossed over into the void. What befell her after she vanished into the gate? Become Golbez's captive? These things and more I hope to learn. I'm right there with you, but I get the feeling we're not going to learn that easily. I might die, but I can't. Someone's not devouring my ether, you me? You're not devouring my ether. I really don't want to devour your ether. I kind of like my own the way it is. If a void sin is too weak to create its own domain, it must join with others for protection. Alternately, it might devour them in a bid to become stronger, but in so doing, risk disease itself. Is an unenviable struggle. Oh, I completely agree with that estimate. It seems like a bunch of nonsense to me. I wouldn't want to live that way. This kind of reminds me of Limsa Lamensa a little bit. And there may be the 13th version of it before the fall. You know, let's talk to these voids out. Look around like that. You're her minion. You know I don't take minions. She has some questions and I want you to answer them. Wolfbed. I don't know. Only a Skatuk. When she let us beyond the veil, I grew scared and fled. I've been here since. I don't know anyone else, nor do I wish to. That's all I can tell you. Sakta was a powerful void sin who ruled over a vast domain. That was a long time ago, though, so I doubt she has any connection to Golbez. Stay away from me if you don't want to be eaten. Stay away. I only want to ask some questions. Can you spare that? Golbez. Day before. I remember always speaking of a great crusade. I don't know what that is, but it sounds just a crusade, you say? From whom did you hear this? Farfarello. It was a minion of another minion. Went on about the terrible things he saw. Perhaps Farfarello can tell us more. Hey, you're one of the mortals. Is it true when you die over there, you really die? That's right. So it is, so it is. What brings you here, then? We want to know about Golbez. Ah, yes, Golbez. He seeks strong minions to grow his army, so I hear. But recently, he stopped doing that. Instead, he devours all. Perhaps he's given enough fodder, and now is intent on bolstering his own strength. A sure sign that he is about to make a move. Satisfied with what you've learned? Ah, but let's step away before you become too tempting to resist. I agree on that one, so... It seems the rumors of Golbez have reached even my remote domain. Fair to assume he's gathering strength for his crusade, whatever that may be. But I must say, I wouldn't have guessed that Farfarello once fought in Golbez's army. It's a miracle he survived serving as an archfiend. What do you mean? I suppose I should explain. Farfarello is the weakest among us, certainly in fear of being devoured. He seldom consorts with others. The only one he's comfortable with is Doriato. He's a fellow coward who runs the instant he senses a threat and won't stop until he's exhausted. When their hunger grows too intense, they feed on each other's ethos, such is their relationship. But I ramble, you intend to seek out Farfarello, I presume? Their only lead. And I'll come with you. He's less likely to hide away that way. I'm gonna take off. Meanwhile, elsewhere. And the spy probably gives it away. Golbez.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troia, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it.
It happened, buddy. We're coming for you next.
His fall, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal.
Oh.
Crystal. This one speaks of Memoria.
Uh-oh.
Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye.
Goodbye.
Very notion was an absurd! Drowned in darkness. As well were you.
Nope. That's not
And
true.
yet Scarmalione still does not answer.
Because he's in crystal.
Were he alive, he would have returned by now.
But he's not alive.
Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer.
The throne of
If this
Earth.
account is true, if a Memoriat has survived,
It's game over for you, buddy.
they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
Aspect of wind
Tis
for the
true,
world.
you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And
You'll be the
when I
next one.
have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
Yep, ever the way of the void sent.
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Insolence. No place.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Immortal soul. Oh, right, because the...
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
Did I just rock and roll?
My lord,
Face. Farfarello, though, keeps to the fringes of our domain. This way. Yep. And we have some talking to do here. The voids sit here don't answer to a master. They can do as they please. But all must answer to hunger and seek out prey when they need either. Except for Farfarella and Cerato. It is, they are content to take one another. Barring an incident, they dare not venture out. When he takes flight, Cerato will not seek shelter until he is utterly spent. Farfarella, on the other hand, prefers to hide in the same. Oh. Why? Cerato. Oh, whatever will I do? Oh, Cerato, this is rather unexpected. Where is Farfarella? That Farfarella isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, alright? What do you want me to say? Uh-oh. And off he flees, as he is wont to do. But something doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Cerato's behavior? Frightened him. I doubt it. He's been threatened. He wouldn't have found him here in one place. No, he would run in circles till he could run no more. That's his nature. He says Farfarella is gone, but that is quite unusual. As is the fact that Cerato, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee and said hide here, where Farfarella usually... No. I must go up to Cerato. Now. Agreed. Cerato, need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises, we must flee. The wind rises. What is he talking about? Cerato. Gotten into you. What do you mean the wind rises? Rises, she comes. Babarakia. Baba Tia? We must flee, all of us. There's no time. Anything, but he seems convinced. The dead end beyond will corner him. Hey, tell us what's going on here, even though we know in the real world that in universe me doesn't know yet. We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you, Babaritia, Archfiend of Wind. Archfiend, you will be devoured or forced to serve to fight in the crusade, but it makes no difference in the end. You're all eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore, that's why I fled and came here. See, that explains everything. Almost. I thought it was Farfarella who's used to serve the Archfiend, not you. Not you, who always ran at the first sign of trouble. You, who now speak as though you were Barbaricia's minion. Only one explanation. He devoured Farfarella, didn't he? Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfarella? Not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being? How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange as more than you present. Now, I don't believe you would have lost control. More likely it was at Farfarella's behest. Can't hide anything from you. I admit it, Farfarella didn't leave. He feared Barbarcia more than anything. He hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with that of your devourer, and though you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow, the life stream. But there's no such end here, no escape. All I know this. In making his choice, Farfarella must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined to steer out those fears, drive him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We don't want to be eaten with Amin or Farfarella, but there's nowhere to go, nowhere. Then tell me about Barasia. I would know who it is we face. It's too late, she's good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one! But if you could tell us about her, we might be able to actually, do something?
Amaricia! She has come!
Rock and roll.
And she's brought her domain with her. The
Ooh.
Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
Well, I don't expect you to get involved without a bargain.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
So he's on irrational fear.
You and me both.
But, Zero, you're gonna have to fight. You're the only one who can end this in this world. We have an Archfiend upon
One
us.
of the Archfiends approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
That I have no
She's
doubt.
here.
Oh, for an Archfiend, she looks pretty good. I still wouldn't want to get near her, though. Frankly, that sword's a little frightening.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troia.
So you're Barbaricia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken, save in reverence and fear.
I get over yourself, Barbaricia.
And what is this pitiful domain?
Pitiful, but it's still zeros, so you can kiss off.
Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery.
I think not, Barbaricia. Oh, let's kick her ass. You just messed with the wrong people.
Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell?
That's none of your
A
concern.
dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say?
Well, she consumed part of its ether, too.
Huh. My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Oh, good luck with that.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh. You even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong. Let.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Well, I don't think she cares. She has one
Unlike
thing on her mind.
Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain.
So basically, you
may
want the home
flee
turf
instead if
advantage.
you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
I am going to beat you senseless, Fabricia.
What's the plan then?
Zero, we're gonna need your help. If we could, we're playing right into our hands.
Aye, that we would. Even so, we don't have any intention of turning tail now, do we?
Of course not. We need information.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, but my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment.
I have to agree with Zero on this one. We need information before we dive in.
Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Barbariccia too recognized its potency.
You know, he has a point, though I don't think that's a good idea.
Very well. We have a bargain.
I think she's honest about what she wants in the end. I'll give her credit for that, even though I find it a little despicable in this particular instance, considering that her home is being threatened. But she's consistent. I'll give her that. So what little I learned in your absence does not pertain to the Archfiends. That discussion can wait till after we've attended to Barbariccia. Just you wait, Barbariccia. I will have answers from you yet. I have no intention of demanding anyone's ether until afterward. Weakening you now would only reduce my chances of getting paid. If she's consistent, I gotta give her that. Less time we give the enemy to prepare, the better. If everyone's ready, then let us set forth. Indeed. And yet my heart weighs heavy for those whom Barbariccia struck down. But if not for us, she would not have come here. You require a moment. What? Barbariccia took what she could. She was wise to strike quickly, as we would be. Agreed, this is no time for sentiment. Only the battle matters now. Let's call me on possess power of regeneration. Let's see what Barbariccia can do with her winds. What little I learned in your absence. Okay, so we already heard that. The wind rises. Zero has word of warning before you have faced Barbariccia. As a word of warning, Barbariccia spoke as if she would give us answers if we were to defeat her. But even assuming she'll talk, which I doubt, I trust I needn't tell you how foolish it is to give an Archfiend a second chance. Best to seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If you wish to peer into her past, the Memoria will suffice. Right, but I'll make no guarantees. You do that, and if you fail, well, we'll just have to search elsewhere for answers. Rest assured, this won't be our last opportunity to learn about Ashdaya. If another Archfiend responds, or Archfiend were to fall, Golbez would surely be compelled to respond. We need only wait for Quarry to come to us. Indeed, our struggles with Scarmiglione taught us aught. is that we must hold nothing back in facing the Archfiend. Let us heed Zero's advice and seal her away at the earliest opportunity. If we're all in agreement, then let us be off. We travel by Nisroch. Transform a void sin into Memoria, we must first drain them of their ether. To wit, we must wound her gravely. Travel to Babaricia's domain. Okay. And we found ether right here, maybe? Whoa.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind.
Estidian, you crazy son of a... And what am I doing? Just sit...
Leave these ones to us.
Literally?
See to Barbaricia.
Understood. No. Alright. Want to dance? Let's dance. Is this a trial? I do believe that is a new trial. Ah! Storm's Crown now accessible. Well, that is actually really freaking cool. Alright, so I do believe we are going to leave off here for the night for this part of the video. We will pick up and splice the video together tomorrow for part 2.